Hi, I'm John Milewski, host of Dialogue, and I'm joining you from the Woodrow Wilson International Center for Scholars in Washington, D.C., where I've just been talking to our guest, Cynthia Arnson, the director of the Center's Latin American program, and Leonardo Avritzer, who is a former scholar here at the program and a political science professor. I'll have to do that over. A professor. That's professor. Okay. Okay, here we go in 3, 2, 1. Hi, I'm John Milewski, host of Dialogue. I want to welcome you to the Woodrow Wilson International Center for Scholars, where I've just been speaking with the director of our Latin American program, Cynthia Arnson, and also a special guest of ours, Leonardo Avritzer, who used to be a scholar here at the center, a political science professor, is back today for a book event. His new book is called Democratic Brazil. I want to ask you a few questions for our YouTube audience. First of all, the significance of the election of Sebastián Piñera in Chile.
Well, this was a real watershed election, I think, in Chilean history. A government that had 80% popularity was not able to send its candidate, into the presidency. And this is really the first time in Chilean history that a member of the right or the center right has won a majority of the vote. There have been other presidents of the right, but they have come in via a plurality. So it's truly historic, and I think it represents a certain oxidation or rustiness on behalf of the governing coalition in terms of allowing a younger generation to come up and rise through the ranks and put on some fresh faces for the Chilean electorate.
Leonardo, when we project what happened in Chile across the region, is it indicative of larger trends in Latin America?
I don't think so. I think that Chile is a very specific case in the sense that it was a 20-year-old government, as Cindy mentioned, and in addition to that, the ruling coalition was strongly divided. But I think that the trend in Latin America today, it's more popular and left-wing governments than conservative governments. What Chile expresses that it's part of the consolidated democratic countries in the region is that changes are not going to be so deep as some of the people expect. Piñera is going to respect most of the important accomplishments of the Concertación, and most likely what he's going to do is some fine-tuning in between economic liberalism and social policies.
I know it's a generalization because we're talking about many countries, but from the U.S. perspective and its standing within the region as it relates to foreign policy, is the U.S. Popular or unpopular right now?
Well, I think Barack Obama is an enormously popular figure throughout Latin America for what he represents. It was a truly historic election in the United States, and I think that's recognized throughout the region. I think there's been a certain amount of disenchantment or disappointment with the way U.S. policy towards Latin America has actually developed in this first year of the Obama administration. Disagreements between the United States and the region, including regional allies, over U.S. bases in Colombia, disagreements over how to respond to the coup in Honduras that took place in the middle of last year. And I think that that's led to a certain reality check. People understand that the United States is changing somewhat, but not so dramatically. They'll continue to look for ways to work together and to try to minimize the levels of disagreement.
What is the perception of the Obama administration's reaction to the tragedy in Haiti?
Well, I think that Obama, in general, is very well seen in Latin America. His election was really commemorated in the region because the region had really strong disagreements with the previous administration. And I think that the fast reaction of the Obama administration to the tragedy in Haiti give positive signs to Latin Americans on the willingness of the United States to help the region when there is a disaster, when there is a humanitarian crisis. So it's seen as a change, one among many others that Latin Americans would like to see from the United States.
Leonardo, Cindy, thank you. If you'd like to hear more, we did a complete interview with our guests. You can come to the Wilson Center website at wilsoncenter.org. Look on the right-hand side of the screen, the tab at the top, click on Dialogue, and there will be a complete 30-minute interview. Hope you'll join us.